Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rekah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect and the 1/3 remnant out there listening and doing this word with all faith and sincerity scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth. To you I say shalom, Lord willing. This video is edifying. It's going to be sent around the topic of famine, right? Because of the events that are transpiring around us as of recent, going into the lack of federal funding for these government programs like SNAP. Okay, SNAP is pretty much like EBT, WIC, cash aid, right? These government assistance programs are not being funded. So, people who are dependent on these programs are not going to have access to what they formerly had access to, which is food. Okay, so you can expect this to have, a lot of consequences that'll be felt all across the board. Okay, because these things are very integrally, they're linked, right? Very, man, what's that? I can't even say it. Incorrectly, Salakia. But you know what I'm trying to say, right? These things are linked together very finely. So one thing affects the other. So people aren't going to get their food stamps, means that people are not going to be able to eat. People that are not able to eat become more dangerous because they're more desperate, and it's going to all correspond. Okay. So, I haven't figured if I'm going to put this clip in there or not, but it says Memphis resident on food stamp freeze. We can't feed our kids. If we do have jobs, what can we do? She was talking about single moms. And hey, we've been telling you for a minute now, all my single ladies, that things like this were going to happen. Nobody wanted to listen, though. So now that it's here, I bet you'll listen now, right? These things are, we told you. This is Tobit 4:13. Now therefore, my son, love thy brethren and despise not in thy heart thy brethren, the sons and daughters of thy people, is not taking a wife of them. For in pride is destruction and much trouble. And the people of America, these Americans, are very proud. Okay. I'm proud to be an American. That's a saying for a reason. People take pride in their privileges and in their benefits that they receive as an American. Food stamps being one of them, right? As they say, freedom, right? Which really ain't free. Okay. Different ways of living that they've become accustomed to, that other places across the world are not privileged to experience, right? Well, guess what? These privileges are vanishing quite suddenly, right? So now people are starting to feel that trouble, that uneasiness, uncertainty that they haven't felt before, right? And in lewdness is decay and great want, for lewdness is the mother of famine. And it are not the people in this great nation lewd, you know? People are very lewd, very, matter of fact, let's go into that word lewd. The word lewd, right, means unlearned, non-clerical, uneducated, coarse, vile, lustful. People here are very lustful, okay? Very sensual, primal even, right? Whether it's over delicacies, which were, it's the spirit, because not long ago, people was doing those, little things or those, I wouldn't necessarily call it a challenge, but it was a thing to where they were eating those seafood bowls, right? Get those take-home seafood bowls, or, be all up in the camera, making all them, detestable noises, right? Shit dropping from their face, And we used to say all the time through the spirit, one day you niggas ain't gonna have nothing to eat, right? Because you niggas want to eat all the abominable foods. You want to, and that became a trend because people saw it and they envied it and they wanted to repeat it. Same with a lot of other shit in America, right? Same with the way women dress and behave, men too, right? These different trends, right? When you look at them, they all spawn from what? Lust, sex immorality. Okay. But the Lord said, what? That's the mother of famine. The Lord's going to give you over to famine, right? He's going to give you over to starvation. Okay. Because you people have been asking for the longest. Okay. This is, and you people, you tempt the Lord. All right. It's 2025. You can't tell me you don't know what you should and shouldn't be eating. Right. Everybody knows, but people don't really, they don't fear the Lord. But guess what? They gonna fear him soon. Right. They starting to feel that pressure now. This is 2 Ezra 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Like I said, this is going to cause a cascade of events. One likely being inflation, food scarcity, right? Store closures. Okay. Because people are going to, crime is likely to increase. All right. A lot of these different businesses, grocery stores, they depend on people receiving their food stamp benefits, to come in and spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on food, every month. They depend on that. So now they're not gonna have that. That's no longer available now. So what's gonna happen? They gotta make ends meet. So with the food that they do have, they're gonna have to price higher. And then once that demand for food decreases because people aren't going to be able to afford it, the supply is also going to decrease. Okay? So it's like a manufactured shortage, right? They're not going to order as much as they used to because people aren't going to be buying like they used to. And the people that are, and at the same time, there's going to be a lot of people stealing shit. So that's going to cut into their profit margins. So a lot of these places are about to start closing, you know? And then it's really going to get hard, man, you know? And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid, right? Because of the uncertainty, the confusion, right? Why is this happening? You know, some people are just now finding out what's happening, 3-4 days before it happens? You know, a lot of people don't have the ability to save. Okay. A lot of Americans are addicted to food, addicted to the additives that they add to it, the chemicals. Okay. They're addicted to them. And now they're about to go without them for a period of time. Right? Something that these Americans have been very privileged in receiving. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, right? Yep. Because a lot of these, Americans always want a handout. A lot of people, here in America, they all want handouts. They've been so used to it, man. So spoiled and ungrateful. Okay, and they're envious and lustful. So they see that you got something, something that's vital is something to eat, food, right? Guess what they're gonna do? They want to eat too, right? And it's gonna get to the point where if you're not willing to share or you're not sharing the amount that they think that you should be sharing with you or sharing with them, they're going to take matters into their own hands. Okay? People here don't really give a fuck about each other. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Right? It's going to lead to a all-out famine. It's going to start off in pockets, okay, for certain classes of people. And it's going to end up being an all-out famine. All aboard. Okay, people are going to be searching and looking and desperate to have anything to eat, right? And the Lord promised this. Okay. It's like you. This is Ezekiel 5. And 16. It's like you. Ezekiel 5 and 16. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction. The Lord uses things like this, events like this as a tool of punishment, right? To die of famine is a very horrible way to die. It's a horrible way to go, man. As we're going to get into it, okay, it's a process of time that has to go by to where your body is being deprived of the things it needs to function. And a lot of you Americans are obese and overweight. So the time for you to pine away and die is going to be longer than it generally should be. Man, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you. Damn, Lord said he's going to increase it. So it's going to be incremental. Just when you think, damn, it's pretty bad, it's going to get even worse. Okay. See, Esau may think that, he may be trying to manufacture this and do it on a certain level, but whatever pretty much whatever the effect it is in the Lord's hand, man. All of this that's happening, it could easily go. Esau may think, oh, I'm gonna let it go 3 weeks and jump in and save them to make, that could be the plan, but the Lord is in control of all this, man. This could go south way further south than anybody could imagine, quicker than anybody thought, including Esau, who's manufacturing it. Okay, he don't know what the fuck is going on, really. He thinks he does, but he's not in control. Okay, and he's ultimately just a tool being used. You will break your staff of bread. So I will send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee. See, it starts with the famine, and then everything else just continues to be compiled on top of it. So it's gonna come. It's gonna be more than just people not eating. It's about to get really dark. We've been telling you, starting off with the apostles and elders on down, for a long time, that Jacob's trouble was coming. We've been telling you it's coming. And recently, as of 2025, a lot of brothers, I know myself, have been saying it's here. People didn't want to believe it. People still out there lollygagging, twiddling their thumbs. But now look, man. And I will bring the sword upon thee. Yahweh Shema have spoken it. So the Lord said, after the pestilences, the evil beasts, and, the famine, the Lord's going to bring a sword. So all these things are connected. All right. And it's going, and they're progressive in their destruction. Right. This is Lamentations 4 and let me see. Yeah, I was in the right place to like it. It's Lamentations 4 and 4. The tongue of the sucking child cleaveth to the roof of his mouth. For thirst the young children ask bread, and no man breaketh it unto them. So it's going to be infants, toddlers, children out here starving, man. And nobody's going to intervene to help. They that did feed delicately are desolate in the streets. They that were brought up in scarlet embrace dunghill. So this fine, vibrant, succulent life, you people have been living full of abundance and, good times and, gluttony, right? You're about to embrace dunghills. Your life is about to take a catastrophic turn, right? Rather quickly. Okay? A new reality. For the punishment of the iniquity of the daughter of my people is greater than the punishment of the sin of Sodom. The Lord said that you have outdone Sodom or any other wicked place, right? It's talking about Jake. You know, Jake has fully embraced the left hand, man. Fully. So this is what you get in return. That was overthrown as in a moment, and no hands stayed on her. Nobody helped. There was nobody able to. And the Lord said he's about to do the same, man. You know? Jumping down, verse 8, their visage is blacker than a coal. They are not known in the streets. Their skin cleaveth to their bones. It is withered. It is become like a stick, because you're not going to eat. You live so deliciously, but now you're going to starve. McDonald's, Five Guys, you know, and the Lord is fitting, man. The Lord is almost comical in the way he does things, because it's Thanksgiving. It's a month everybody expect to eat. You know, niggas can't wait to Thanksgiving to go out and eat, pig out the abundance of food that's left over and thrown away. Americans throw away the most trash, the most food, more than anybody else in the world, man. Every night, restaurants throwing away food that's not been eaten. That's been, you know. Well, that's about to change. Okay. And you people, a lot of, especially Jake, Americans, period, are overweight and obese. And like I said earlier, the time that it generally takes for somebody to starve is going to take you longer, because you got all that fat stored up. So your body got fuel, right? So you really going to feel that famine, man. Going to be put into a zombie-like state. All right. A fiend state. So not only are you going to be hungry, but you're going to need that fix of whatever drug that you addicted to in whatever food that you've been eating. You know, a Coca-Cola, those sugar parasites and shit. They're about to take over you. Okay. And people are about to go do things in which never thought. You know, scriptures talk about eating kids, man. As it's going to get into. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. It's better to die by the sword, better to get shot to death than to die by famine. Okay, this is made to show the displeasure that Yahweh Shemel Shah is feeling. Okay, for these pine away stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. Right, the hands of pitiful women have sodden their own children. They were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. See? So the Lord's going to drive it to the point where people are about to be eating their kids, man. It's a scripture that say father shall eat son. You know, pretty much parents are going to be eating their kids. It's like it. And kids are going to be eating their parents. Okay? It's about to get real merciless out here. Real cutthroat. Real vicious. All right. So with that, I'm going to give all praise and the glory to you. How about Shemal Shabbat, Shem Rukakudash, Wild Baba Ball, and DTA.